Little people, big world spoilers. Fans think Caryn Chandler and Matt Roloff could be over. Hello viewers, I am Alana. Welcome back to my channel. USA Daily History for Roloff family latest news update. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Little people, big world spoilers reveal that fans have started to think that Caryn Chandler and Matt Roloff may be calling it quits. They have noticed some signs that have them curious about what it is they are doing together now. Let's take a closer look at why fans think that these two are calling it quits. When Matt finally proposed to Caryn, fans were shocked. They dated for so long, and it seemed as if he would never ask her to marry him. He asked her to marry him while Little People, Big World was still on the air, and his fans were so happy for him. The couple has gotten a lot of hate since they started dating because a lot of them thought he cheated on Amy Roloff with Caryn. Caryn used to be the manager of the farm, and it just seemed odd how quickly they hooked up after Matt's divorce. It didn't take long for Caryn to show the ring off to Amy, and fans were shocked to see the reaction. Amy has been supportive of, and has treated the situation far better than any other ex-wife would. There has been a lot of speculation about Matt and Caryn's relationship since the show ended. There were questions about a TLC wedding special, but no one has really heard more about that. The two of them were going to get married in 2024, but there has been no action on their part. Some fans think that Matt has been delaying the wedding because of Matt's mother and her health. Other fans feel as if they are splitting up, and that is why the wedding has been delayed further. Fans haven't seen the two of them together on social media in quite some time, and this has made them concerned about the status of their relationship. Some are convinced that their relationship is just for the show, and now that the show is over, they don't have to act like they are together anymore. What do you think about Matt and Caryn? Do you think they have called it quits? We will have to wait and see. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Little People, Big World right now. Little People, Big World's Matt Roloff announces split from fiancée Caryn. Hi everyone, I have some tough news to share, he wrote via Instagram on Tuesday, July 22nd. Caryn and I have decided to part ways and end our engagement. Life's a continued journey, and this is the right step for us at this time. After 6 wonderful years together, I asked Caryn to marry me, and she said, yes, the TLC personality said in a statement in April 2023. Our plan is to enjoy our engagement, and we are looking forward to a simple but elegant wedding in 2024. Matt and Caryn originally went public with their romance 9 months after he finalized his divorce from. The exes, who share twins Zach and Jeremy, 35, son Jacob, 28, and daughter Molly, 31, initially split in 2015 after 28 years of marriage. We're cordial, we're respectful. We can be in each other's company, Amy, 62, exclusively told Us Weekly in February 2024 about where she stood with Caryn. We can enjoy that time. I wouldn't say we're going to be best friends or anything. I never wanted to have anything to do with them, but yet I'm still doing a show with them, she shared. But that is like a job. So, time changes things, and you grow up or you have a different perspective on it. Before announcing their split, Matt and Caryn's engagement resulted in mixed reactions. Matt and Amy's son Zach specifically less than thrilled with the engagement news during season 25 of Little People, Big World. When asked how he felt about his dad's engagement, Zach replied, "I don't want to talk about it." Amy, for her part, admitted at the time that she didn't know if I think the focus needs to be on them, and I didn't want a lot of their friends to think, oh my gosh, Amy and are here. It's like, just leave this as your moment. We don't need to be included in that, she explained on the show. Little People, Big World spoilers. Matt Roloff talks Caryn Chandler relationship with fans. Little People, Big World spoilers reveal that after Matt Roloff's fans started to ask about his relationship with Caryn Chandler, he felt that it was time to speak out about what was happening. He took to social media to share some information with fans and come clean about him and Caryn. Let's take a closer look. Matt and Caryn first met when she was the manager of the Roloff family farm. Of course, fans thought that he had cheated on his ex-wife Amy Roloff with Caryn, but they always claimed that they weren't close until after his divorce. They dated for years before Matt finally proposed, and fans thought that they would get married in 2024, but there has not been an update on social media about that. Fans of Little People, Big World have followed their story for years, and they were very excited to see them get married. However, it doesn't look as if they have had their wedding yet, or have they? Matt's followers assumed that if he and Caryn got married, he would update his fans on social media. However, they haven't seen anything showing a wedding. This is why they think that they have called it quits or things are on the rocks, as their trouble in their relationship. Matt decided that he needed to address this so that fans would stop with the rumors. On Valentine's Day, Matt posted that he was on the farm and Caryn was in Arizona. This seemed weird to fans since they generally spend that day together. The rumors began and Matt jumped to put these to rest. Matt shared a photo of himself with Caryn recently. They looked as if they were out to dinner and fans were happy to see them together. This photo seemed to put the rumors to rest, and it looks as if they have just been too busy to have their wedding. Will fans get updates on their wedding date changing? We will have to keep an eye on Matt and Caryn to see if they share any other updates on their wedding. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Little People, Big World right now. Matt Roloff's breakup with Caryn Chandler has Little People Big World fans saying same thing. Caryn and I have decided to part ways and end our engagement, Matt wrote of the tough news, adding that the former couple remain amicable. One Redditor wrote, "I'm not surprised, but I don't really think Caryn is a gold digger considering she worked/managed their farm for over 20 years. I tend to think he's difficult to deal with." Another shared, "Not surprised she didn't last long after the show ended. But genuinely, he's ruined the relationships with everyone who would help take care of him in his elder years, so I hope he figured it out." Someone else echoed, "Interesting but not surprising," as another snarked, "Wow, what a shock." Caryn Chandler, as predicted, UPS social media game with promos. Caryn Chandler, the fiancée of Matt Roloff from Little People, Big World has upped her game on social media after ghosting TLC fans for a while. When she suddenly reappeared online on stories, she was defended from critics who claimed she was a gold digger and only returned to earn money as an influencer. Caryn was the first of the remaining cast to announce her departure from the TLC show. It came after she was trolled for interfering in the clash between Tori, Zach, and Matt. Tori and Zach left, and nobody wanted to watch Amy and Matt bicker. So, it was something of a relief that the contract ended, and it might only ever return with an occasional special. Tori, at least, stayed in touch with her many fans, but Caryn became very quiet on social media. Since her return in early March, people started hearing more from her. And on Tuesday, she popped up a story on Instagram about spring jewelry, linking to an Amazon page where she earns commission as an affiliate. Although Matt and his fiancée have a house in Oregon, it gets very chilly there in winter, so the couple switched between there and Arizona. Recently, they returned to Oregon, and Matt didn't seem happy about the cold. Rumors spread that the couple had split, especially as they re-knot together for Valentine's Day. But it seemed that it was only temporary. Matt Roloff took to his social media and shared a photo of himself enjoying a nice cozy dinner with his fiancée, and that put the rumors to bed. Could make a decent income from Instagram if she worked hard at putting up more posts that get more engagement. According Tosh gets about 10% engagement and has an influence rate of 13.7K on average. If she upped her game back to 2022 when she posted quite regularly, she could earn about $800 per Instagram influencer post. Maybe she is looking at bringing in additional income from social media, but it's unlikely that she needs to rely on it as a sole source of income. Probably, she earned good money with TLC, and she might have made a profit off the sale of a home. Still, many fans wish that Caryn would post a bit more nowadays. After all, the show ended, and folks are less likely to troll her now. What are your thoughts on trolls predicting that Caryn would return to promote things on social media? Are you surprised that they seem to have nailed it? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and come back here often for all your Little People, Big World. LPBW's Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler recall his traumatic hospitalization. "I remember everyone being panicked." Matt Roloff, 62, experienced intermittent esophageal issues over a couple of years. His esophagus appeared to narrow episodically, causing dramatic phlegm buildup that felt like a volcano. Doctors recommended a routine to investigate his condition. However, after the procedure, both Roloff and his fiancée, Caryn Chandler, described the experience as traumatic. Shortly after the procedure, medical staff called Chandler saying, "He's out, you can come back." But then the doctor entered saying there was a possible which caused panic. Remember everyone being panicked. Tests were done. Roloff drank a contrast substance, and imaging confirmed there was. Chandler noted she felt intuitively that something serious was wrong, even if initial tests had yet to confirm it. Although he avoided a perforation, doctors revealed Roloff had sustained and that his esophagus was of normal size. Not the smaller size typical for a little person. Rolling with hopeful expectations, Roloff later coined the ordeal. "I feel like I went in all good and came out all bad." This emotional episode was featured in airing Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on TLC. Start with a visceral moment of panic. "I remember everyone being panicked," set the tone. offer brief backgrounds on Matt Roloff, his history on LPBW, and Caryn Chandler, as his fiancée and longtime farm collaborator, give context around Roloff symptoms, recurrent esophageal spasms, phlegm, reflux, the personal toll of these repeated issues, build suspense, anesthesia, waiting, and then that phone call, how routine turned alarming. Explore Chandler's emotional perspective, the weird vibe from doctors, the horror of possibly a perforated esophagus, the waiting for imaging results, delve into what a perforated esophagus means medically, common causes, danger, why it's so serious, and why it's a legitimate concern. Unpack the imaging results, acid reflux damage, and variation in esophageal size, what that means for Roloff's digestive health and future treatment. Highlight Roloff's poignant quote about going in good and leaving bad, what that says emotionally, physically, and relationally. Connect this episode to LPBW, how health crises shape reality TV narratives, the pressures of filming despite personal battles. Address the broader message, the importance of heeding medical symptoms, the human side behind public figures, and how vulnerability resonates with viewers. Bring it full circle with another callback to that, quote, the emotional core of the story. Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler reunited with Amy Roloff and Chris Merrick. Caryn Chandler originally worked at Roloff Farms, which is how she and Matt Roloff, star of Little People, Big World, began their relationship. 2017, 1 year after Matt's split from Amy Roloff, announced in April 2023. Matt described planning a simple but elegant wedding and publicly called Caryn his rock. The dynamic between Matt, Caryn, Amy, and Chris Merrick was a focus on the show. Caryn spoke about setting boundaries in second relationships, especially around family interactions, saying sometimes less is more. This reunion marked between the couple since Matt's engagement to Caryn, making it a significant and highly anticipated moment. Fans and viewers were eager to see how the interactions would play out, given the delicate balance of relationships and emotions intertwined. Matt, Amy, Caryn, and Chris represent intersecting personal and familial ties. This reunion underscored how LPBW portrayed not only transitions, like divorce and remarriage, but also managing ongoing relationships with respect and openness. Little People, Big World didn't just showcase family events, it followed through in real time how these life changes manifested. This reunion offered real-life continuity rather than scripted drama. After years of watching Amy and Matt build their lives, move apart, and then see Matt with Caryn, their reactions and interactions provided closure, reassurance, or new intrigue for the audience. Matt announced his breakup with Caryn, ending the engagement amicably. He emphasized gratitude for their time together and a forward-looking, positive mindset, as focusing on short-term rentals at the farm, public speaking, and writing. Married to Chris Merrick since 2021, continues her work in philanthropy and entrepreneurship. The reunion between Matt and Caryn and Amy and Chris was a milestone. Their first encounter since Matt's engagement to Caryn was announced. It wasn't just a moment on a reality show. It reflected real-life navigation of blended relationships, emotions, and family dynamics. Although the engagement has since ended, these moments remain emotionally resonant for both the individuals involved and the devoted LPBW audience. LPBW's Matt Roloff says he's enjoying my engagement and time with fiancée Caryn Chandler. Set the scene with the original quote. Matt Roloff's joyful Instagram post in May 2023 provide necessary context on their relationship and the significance of that moment. Detail how they met in 2017 at Roloff Farms. Narrate the engagement in April 2023, his Instagram caption, and People magazine's coverage. Illustrate the emotional tone and their optimism. Explore their life together, managing family dynamics, Matt's busy schedule, and making TV shows, and mostly just enjoying my engagement and time with Caryn. Highlight challenges and joys, blended families, wedding plans, on-screen appearances. Discuss how People and Entertainment Tonight portrayed their engagement, refer to their TV storyline, how the show navigated familial boundaries. Tease major tensions that emerged in planning wedding details, blending families, and personal goals. Describe the announcement, amicable breakup on Instagram July 22, 2025. Summarize reasons mentioned in media, timeline, and public reaction. Examine the contrast between that joyful declaration and their eventual separation. Discuss how the split affected the family dynamic. The end of the show in 2024, and what everyone's doing now. Reflect on the fleeting nature of that joyful moment and what it reveals about love, visibility, and reality TV. In amid life's usual whirlwind, Matt Roloff, the patriarch of Little People, Big World fame, took a moment to share something deeply personal, making TV shows and mostly just enjoying my engagement and time with Caryn Chandler. With those words, he invited fans into a rare instance of pure joy, one that transcended the familiar farm living and business updates he frequently shared. At 61, having weathered high-profile transitions, divorce from Amy Roloff in 2016, raising 4 grown children, and navigating blended family complexities, Matt's announcement signaled a turning point, a spring of contentment, promise, and a love that felt both earned and enduring. That Instagram post wasn't just a caption, it was a season of life visually and emotionally distilled, a celebration of companionship and mutual support. As he reflected on the call from followers, "You all kept telling me to put a ring on her, so I did." Ring, it wasn't just a nod to pop culture's urgency, but a genuine moment of alignment between expectation and realization. At the time, media outlets, including People and Entertainment Tonight, captured the sentiment with gentle enthusiasm. Matt was described as building homes, helping manage family operations, embracing new grandchildren, and watching the farm evolve, not just structurally, but emotionally, with Caryn by his side. Their engagement was slated to culminate in a simple but elegant wedding in 2024, a hope whispered through planning conversations and public declarations. Behind the scenes, the dynamic underpinnings of that joy were complex. Cindy Chandler had been an employee of Roloff Farms before becoming a partner in both life and business. The merging of personal histories, loyalties, and expectations formed the background hum to any narrative about their relationship. Yet in that moment, May 2023, Matt allowed himself to savor simplicity, making TV shows and carving out quiet time with someone who had become his rock. Of course, joy in the public sphere is often as fragile as it is luminous. Today, more than 2 years later, that snapshot of happiness stands in contrast to a significant development. The couple announced that they had mutually decided to end their engagement. The emotional palette has shifted, but that earlier sentiment remains a testament to love's ebbs, the unpredictability of life, and the permanence of memory. Matt Roloff begins construction on his and Caryn Chandler's dream home. 4 years, star of Little People, Big World, has juggled numerous projects on the family's iconic Roloff farms. Among these creative endeavors was a dream that had been simmering for a full 5 years. In March 2023, he announced on Instagram that the time had finally come to break ground on a brand new house designed specifically for himself and longtime partner. Crowds got a peek of his early efforts, logs harvested from the property, destined to form parts of the home structure, and the caption, "Very exciting to finally, after 5 years of planning, be starting on our new house." Jacob Roloff, Matt's son, helped cut some of the logs, with Matt promising a busy spring and summer ahead. On Little People, Big World, Matt candidly shared that the absence of a shared home was one of the main reasons he hadn't proposed to Caryn yet. Neither of their existing residences, his in a double-wide on the farm, hers nearby, were suitable for both of them. Their dream home was intended to remedy that. The news sparked excitement among fans, with hundreds of supportive comments and thousands of likes flooding his post. However, not all reception was warm. Matt's ex-wife found the farm's atmosphere changed and empty following his new construction. In an episode of LPBW, she lamented that the farm, once the gathering place for the next generation, now felt broken and sufficiently altered that it would take time to heal. Anecdotally, in past instances, like when he began construction just prior to Amy's 2021 wedding, fans expressed frustration, questioning timing and perceived insensitivity. Matt's updates revealed thoughtful, dual-accessible design. In October 2023, he showed that the kitchen included lower countertops and sinks, easy for him to use, but retained a standard height setup for Caryn. By January 2024, the home's exterior